I mean, that's where it starts. And then it then moves on to the Court of Appeals, the highest court in New York. And then I'm going to talk at the back end of this hot take about the role, if any, of the United States Supreme Court in all this. That's when things went off kilter, went off the rails. Judge said, I don't normally prejudge things. I'm paraphrasing here, but I am going to, and I'm going to let the parties make their motions and their briefing. An unconditional dismissal of the remainder of the sentencing, meaning Donald Trump will not serve any time in jail. He won't even get community service.
Trump's been found guilty of 34 felonies. That's more counts than Sesame Street's The Count could handle. But here's the kicker. He might not see the inside of a jail cell. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Wait, what? How does a guy with more felonies than fingers and toes get to walk free? Stick around as we unpack this legal head scratcher and figure out if Trump's about to trade his golden tower for a concrete box. Picture this, Trump strutting into court, his orange tan clashing beautifully with a bright orange jumpsuit. Hilarious, right? Well, hold on to your MAGA hats because that fashion disaster might not happen after all. Judge Merchan just dropped a bombshell that's got everyone's jaws on the floor. No jail time for Trump, say what? That's right, folks, our grumpy Trumpy might get to keep his fancy suits after all. But wait a second, didn't we just hear about 34 felony convictions? That's more crimes than most cartoon villains commit in their entire evil careers. So what's the deal with these charges? Falsifying business records. Sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry, right? Wrong. It's actually spicier than Trump's taco bowls. See, Donnie Diapers here tried to cover up a hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. You know, the adult film star he definitely didn't have an affair with. Wink, wink. And get this, prosecutors say he did it to mess with the election. Talk about a plot twist. Now, here's where things get really weird. If you or I pulled this kind of stunt, we'd be trading our comfy beds for a nice, cozy prison cell. Regular folks convicted of falsifying business records in New York usually get to enjoy some quality time behind bars, or at least get stuck with probation.
That's when things went off kilter, went off the rails. Judge said, I don't normally prejudge things. I'm paraphrasing here, but I am going to, and I'm going to let the parties make their motions and their briefing. At least a year and a half, if not 2 years, in some sort of incarceration is appropriate given the 34 felony counts and the attempts to interfere with the election. And I object to that. I have said before, I'll say it again.
But Trump, he might just walk away with a slap on the wrist. So is our orange turd really getting off scot-free? Well, not exactly. The judge is talking about something called unconditional discharge. Sounds fun, right? Like a water park ride or something? Nope. It basically means the case is closed. No more penalties. Thanks for playing. Some legal eagles are squawking that this makes the whole felony conviction thing seem about as serious as a parking ticket. But don't start planning the Trump got away with it party just yet. Former Manhattan Judge Diane Kiesel pointed out that while this ruling can't be appealed, Trump can still appeal his conviction after sentencing. Translation, this legal circus might keep on rolling right through the 2024 election. So if Trump's not going to be trading Trump Tower for a 668 cell, what's next? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because this roller coaster ride is far from over. The Supreme Court just stepped into the ring and they've got some thoughts about Trump's get out of jail free card. Spoiler alert, it's not looking good for our wannabe Monopoly champion. Looks like our favorite orange-tinted troublemaker is at it again. Trump's latest excuse for his legal woes. I'm the president. I can do what I want. Sorry, Donnie Diapers, but the Supreme Court just burst your bubble faster than you can say covfefe. So what's this presidential immunity thing Trump's been yapping about?
But I'm inclined to do a dismissal without condition. Or are they going to also take their own appeal or cross appeal, assuming Donald Trump appeals? I mean, that's where it starts. And then it then moves on to the Court of Appeals, the highest court in New York. And then I'm going to talk at the back end of this hot take about the role, if any, of the United States Supreme Court in all this.
Basically, he thinks being president is like having a magical force field that protects him from any naughty things he did before taking office. Nice try, Grumpy Trumpy, but that's not how it works. The Supreme Court just dropped a truth bomb that's got Trump's toupee in a twist. They said, nope, sorry buddy, you can't use the presidency as a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's like Trump thought he was playing Monopoly, but the Supremes changed the game to chutes and ladders, and he just hit a big ol' chute. This ruling is like a wrecking ball to Trump's other legal troubles. Remember all those other cases swirling around him? Well, now he can't hide behind his old "but I was president" excuse. It's like watching a toddler's blanket fort collapse, except the toddler is 77 and the blanket fort is made of lies. Now, other presidents have had their share of legal drama, but Trump, he's in a league of his own. It's like he's going for some kind of world record in most legal troubles while still claiming to be innocent.
An unconditional dismissal of the remainder of the sentencing, meaning Donald Trump will not serve any time in jail. He won't even get community service. Back in 2016, Manhattan DA is going to have a big decision to make. Are they just going to sit back and let this be the precedent that is set by Judge Merchan to the First Department Appellate Division, which is the appellate court that sits in New York?
Someone get this man a trophy, made of fool's gold, of course. This Supreme Court smackdown could be the gift that keeps on giving for prosecutors. All those other cases against Trump, they just got a whole lot more interesting. It's like watching dominoes fall, except each domino is shaped like a tiny Trump tower. So what does this mean for our orange-tinted friend's future? Well, legally, he's in hotter water than a lobster at a seafood restaurant. Politically, his supporters might see this as more witch hunt nonsense, but for everyone else, it's another reminder that maybe, just maybe, Trump isn't as untouchable as he thinks he is. So, if Trump can't hide behind the presidency anymore, what's his next move? Will he finally face the music, or will he come up with another wacky excuse? Stay tuned, folks. This legal soap opera is far from over, and something tells me the next episode is gonna be a doozy. Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange-tinted troublemaker might dodge jail, but he can't escape the history books. Trump's sentencing is set for January 10th, 2025, just days before he could potentially waddle back into the White House. Talk about a plot twist. He'd be the first president to take office while rocking a criminal conviction. It's like he's going for a world record in most embarrassing presidential firsts. But don't think this legal circus is packing up its tents just yet. Political experts are saying Trump's conviction could be a real game changer for the 2024 race. His die-hard fans might love it, but for everyone else, it's like trying to sell a moldy Trump steak. And get this, there's no rule saying a felon can't run for president. It's like the founding fathers never imagined someone would be brazen enough to try it. So keep your eyes peeled, folks. This roller coaster ain't over yet. Looks like Trump's art of the deal might need a new chapter on plea bargains and prison etiquette. Who knows? Maybe he'll write his next book from a comfy cell in Trump Tower. The Art of the Squeal? Anyone?